Right here, I'm going to keep it that way for now, and I'll jump into the surname a little bit, a little later on. But Millie is an award-winning producer and executive producer of Tshedza Media. Tell me about Tshedza Media. Whose company is it, and why was it started?
So Tshedza Media is my company. Started being operational 3 years ago. I used to work at a company called Tshedza Productions for a good 5 years, and I think I got itchy, and I thought, let me see if I can try something on my own.
Yeah.
You know, I had been given a huge responsibility in my previous company. I saw it start. I was part of the beginning of that company.
Oh.
So in 5 years, I felt I had learnt a lot, not enough, but
Yeah.
I could at least go and risk it out on my own. So yeah, and that's Tshedza Media.
All right. So how difficult is it though having your own company? Because that is to especially the youth listening right now, it's an easy thing to think about, to dream about, right? But the actual putting it together and actually pushing it to be the biggest, if not one of the biggest companies, requires a lot of work.
I think everybody can register a company.
Yeah.
But running the company is another question. I think it's also a good thing that young people are more bold. They want to, most of them want to take that initiative, are less scared to go on their own and start businesses. That's a good thing. But I think it's the patience that we need to be discussing and the hard work that needs to go into it to actually end up saying, I am running a company.
By patience, what do you mean?
It takes
it's your company.
It takes a while.
Okay.
If you are to gain the recognition, one of the things that I think helped me personally was that I had worked in the industry for a good almost more than 10 years before I started my company. And I remember when we pitched this Tshedza Media the first time, in the first 5 minutes of pitching, I was so desperately trying to convince everybody sitting in that panel what work we had done before Tshedza Media. And one of the commissioning editors stopped me and said, we know who you are. Yeah. It changed everything. My confidence level just switched to,
okay,
I've paid my dues, I deserve to be here, let's do this thing, And then
there's something that people need to take heed of, paying your dues.
You have to pay your dues. You have to start somewhere. You have to also start very humbly. Yeah. Because there will come a point, even when I'm running my own company, that I will find myself making coffee. That I will find myself cleaning the office because the cleaning lady is not feeling well. And because you've done it before, you're not too good to do it when you're now an executive producer. These are just titles, and you understand why you have to do it, why it has to be done, and that's what's important.
Have you failed within Tshedza Media, and have you ever looked at that failure like, oh Lord, maybe this is not for me, let me go back to my previous company, or, oh okay, let's learn something from this and move on?
If failure is messing up, of course, all the time.
Yeah.
We mess it up. From sometimes arriving late when we have interviews with characters by something we couldn't control, like traffic or the weather, there's a lot of mistakes that happen. And when you work with a young team, a lot of them are inexperienced. So you want to make a lot of mistakes. Those are very costly as well financially. But I still, if you were to ask me if I will keep on doing that, I will. Yeah. Because I was given a chance as a young person. Somebody took me by the hand and taught me what I didn't know, and I continue being taken by the hand by a lot of mentors in the industry. Yeah. They show me the ropes on a daily basis. So we continue failing. Did any of those failures make me want to quit the industry? Yeah. Not yet.
All right. And speaking of which, because I know productions have to do with huge budgets, or just budgets in general, right? Are you not struggling a bit with making sure that your own productions get to be finalized because of that? Because you're talking about failure, right? And I'm trying to tap into this so that to the youngster that's listening right now, they know that there are difficulties there are stumbling blocks all the time, but it doesn't mean that when that stumbling block comes within your way, right in front of you, you don't have to go over it or around it, right? So budget is one thing that is major when it comes to productions, right?
Yeah.
And when that doesn't happen, and you believe in this production, and this thing is really good, but you don't have the budget for it, how does one get over that?
So When I started Tshedza Media, I didn't have a cent on me. And this is what I did. I called people I knew in the industry.
Yeah.
I asked them to come on board to help me set up for the pitches and for submission, for proposals. And I made a promise to each and every one of them to say, should this come through, should we get this work commissioned, you're on board.
Okay.
Integrity. I had to keep my word. And that's how we started, right? Then we got given money. Budgets.
Yeah.
It's never enough.
Of course, yeah.
Story of our lives.
Yeah.
We get given very minimal budgets, price of a Taz kind of budgets, but you are expected to deliver a Mercedes Benz.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and we make it work. We make it work on a daily basis. But that said, while you're making it work, you will be thrown with challenges that you didn't expect. At this point in time, it's not a secret that one of our biggest clients, which is the SABC, has been having financial problems.
Yeah.
And because of that, production houses are not getting paid.
Yeah.
Some are shutting down. You know, it's that hectic. Do you crumble? Do you collapse? Do you quit? Or do you find other ways? And that's where the titles then step in.
Yeah.
An executive producer is supposed to go find money
Yeah.
and keep the business afloat. A producer on a day-to-day basis is hands-on on productions. We are two in one, most of us in this country, because executive producing is not necessarily recognized and paid for. You know, you go find the money, then you come and become hands-on, and sometimes you find yourself looking and editing subtitles and doing multiple things all the time. But you do it. If you love it and you believe in it and you know what your goal is, you will do it and you will keep at it. It's hard. It's as hard as you can spell the word HARD. It's very hard.
Yeah.
But it's also fun when you love it. I
Yeah.
think for me, I would say in the office, let's stop using the word crisis, because there's a crisis on a daily
Yeah.
basis. There's always a problem. It's a challenge. Let's find the solution. And that's what we do.
That's amazing. Yeah, no, you are pushing the staff to do what they have to do best, right? Yeah.
Most
All
of the
cool.
time.
Yeah, we're hanging out with Mulaudzi. Mulaudzi. Yeah, from Tshedza Media. She's an award-winning producer and executive producer of Tshedza Media. And of course, when we come back, I just want to find out what your hopes are for Tshedza Media and what you guys have got planned for 2017, right? All right, cool. This is Big Sean.